Right, back on it with more projects. I've already started a 1973 Fender Mustang this morning, having a refret. Got the frets out, blah blah blah, blobbing on with that. A bit difficult job, but you're going to have to watch that video to find out about that. And I'm moving on to another project because I can't do the Mustang because I ain't got the fret wire. I've had to order it in. Moving on to a couple of lefties from a regular customer, Dave Sansom. Left-handed would be one of, so I'm going to show these upside down. There you've got a Japanese Fender Strat. Don't know the year, don't say on it. Come in for, going to do a lot of electrical work on this and a lot of cosmetic work. We're changing the scratch plate for, put a black scratch plate on there, putting black pickup covers on there, black knobs, black switch tip if we've got one. I'll have one knocking about somewhere. And we're putting a little 59 Seymour Duncan pickup in there, which I've got over there. I'll show you some bits, show you what I've got, show you how we're going with it. Here's all the gubbins, pickup covers, knobs, scratch plate, blah blah blah. And there's a little 59 bridge one. It's going to go in the black scratch plate with the other two pickups off the original scratch plate. So I've got to do a lot of tinkering, swapping about, move all that off here into here, take that pickup out, put it in here, blah blah blah, black knobs, blah, blah, build up. I'm charging him, I'm not charging him a rate on that, I'm charging him for time. So it's all time dependent on this one. I've not been asked to do a setup, I've been across the frets. I mean, I will do a setup on that, I'll ring him later, see if he wants that doing. Frets need polishing, there's 4 frets need levelling. I would say it still needs a setup regardless, because that looks out to me. If he don't want to set up, he can take it away and set it up himself. So that's the first one. I'm going to move all my stuff back because I'm working to a plan today. So that's the first one. There you go. We'll stick that one out of the way. Second one. It's amazing, isn't it? People told me that Fender Mustangs, especially early ones, are rare. Well, I've got 3 in here at the moment. I've got a 1973 one over there, having a refret. Left-handed Japanese one here. I don't know what these were worth. I've just been looking up at these. I've been looking at them. Made in Japan on the neck there. This again, having a pickup swap over, just some electrical work done. And I'll give it a once over, check the frets and everything. There's one of these on Reverb in America at the moment, £1,200. I've been informed that these are really rare in this colour, and this is a left-handed one. Really rare in this colour. I've heard these fetch like $3,000, which is 2,400 quid, something like that maybe, I don't know. I've got no idea, it's just what I've heard. Again, new strings on this, pickup swap, and I've got to check the electrics. He says the electrics aren't working right. Well, I don't know how they should work, but I've noticed, I've plugged it in. If they're both in the middle, both pickups are off. So I imagine that's one, I don't know what that does, which way, I didn't hear much difference, but I'll find out about the electrics and I'll get that done. So they're the 2 that belong to Dave Sansom. Hopefully I'm going to have these 2 done today, and then I can move on with something else. I've got that many guitars in right now, I ain't got time to faff about, I ain't got time to chit chat. So I'm going to blob on with these guitars, and I'll do the work on them, and I'll let you know what I've done when I come back with the update at some point later in the day. Later. Right, back with Dave's 2 guitars, so a little bit of a dilemma, and the work's ground to a halt at the moment because the pick guards don't match up, meaning the holes don't match up. If I get them lined up there, these holes don't line up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the holes on the guitar, and I'm going to re-drill holes in the guitar in these areas. I mean, the 2 corners line up. Because if I get the pickups and the neck bit lined up, neck pocket lined up, you'll see where, there you go. You can see where some line up and some don't. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to fill the holes on the guitar, and I'm going to re-drill for new holes on the black pick guard. So I'm going to hang fire on this guitar a little while. I'm not going to do any work until it's been commissioned. I know he's going to say yes, get it done, but I don't want to go drilling into a guitar, an expensive Japanese made guitar, without permission. So for now, ground to a halt, I'll move on to the next 2 guitars. Back later. Right, back with the Strat, the Japanese Strat. We had to make a bit of a compromise on this. as you can see, I'll turn it right way around. I've had to leave the white covers on these two pickups after dismantling everything and trying to get the black ones on. Realised the black ones were a 50mm wide. These pickups are because it's Japanese, but all these are 52mm spacing, pole spacing. I thought it was 52, 50, 50, as did everyone else. So we've had to go, I've had to tell myself to leave them off, put the white ones on, which I've done. I've put all the black knobs on, black switch tip on there, wired in my little 59 pickup. I think you'll admit this looks fantastic. Now, the reason it doesn't look mega fantastic is I've left a protective cover, plastic sheet on the scratch card, because that's the that should be the owner's prerogative to peel that off. You know, and he can do that, he can get the satisfaction of doing that. So all I've got to do with this now, put some strings on and tune it in. And that's it, that's the guitar done. So I think you'll agree, it looks fantastic. Let's keep it that way. What do you think to that? Right, next one, pickup swap on the Japanese Mustang, the blue one, which I showed earlier. I'm going to crack on with that. It'll be them two done, get some strings on them. I'm not going to do any setting up or anything because I'm not being paid for setting up. Just going to get some strings on them, get them tuned in, and that's me done. Them two will be ready to go. I'll be back later with an update on the blue Mustang. I'm not going to show the start of any work. I'm going to change the pickup and just check in, doing the mini setup on there, just checking everything's alright. I'll come back when that one's done. When they're both strung, it'll be the final update, and that'll be it. Back later. Right, good morning. Bright and early. Well, I say bright and early. It's actually 7:30 now. I've been up, been in this workshop 2 hours this morning, working on Big Dave's his Japanese Fenders. And when he brought them in, he didn't know if he needed a setup. I can't remember if he said he needed a setup or not, but I assume he didn't. He said he didn't need a setup. So what I've done is, I've done the electrics on my guitars and I've put them back together. Then I've gone and checked the setup, and both guitars do need a setup. We both need a complete setup. We need the intonation doing, they need the action doing, and the Strat itself needed the radius on the bridge doing. The action was too high, they need the neck setting. So I've gone and given them both a full setup. Well, I haven't given them both a full setup. I've done the Japanese, the blue one, the Mustang, the Japanese one. The intonation was out on this. Only a couple of strings where it was still out. Reset the neck, everything's all bang on. I can't play it because I'm not left-handed. It's a beautiful guitar, but it is now set up. Recommended height on the strings there. I've stretched the strings. Only one downfall and one bad thing on this guitar for me, and that's, look at the height of this pickup here. It's too low. Can't go any higher. It's screwed right into the body. It screws directly into the body. So I might have to adjust this pickup down a bit to sort the volumes out, and that's it. The bridge has been adjusted to get the height right on the strings. What a beautiful looking guitar. This one's done. Now I haven't done the intonation on the Strat yet, but like always, I video everything, and because I've said to Dave, look, these need to set up the intonations out, I says I'll evidence this in my video, because I don't just do things, say it and don't film it, because I could be lying. It could not need the intonation doing or anything. So I'm actually gonna show you on the Strat. So I'm going to put the Strat on the bench now. This one's going in its case now. It's ready. It's done. It's ready to go. Shame about that chip there. You know, he asked me if I could do it. Oh, well, I don't do paint work, but I've just emailed a friend of mine, Clive Eastwood, out at BB Guitars, and I've asked him to give me a quote if he could actually fix that, because I think if you get that done at a decent price, it's probably worth doing, because that's gonna flake out like this. Let me show you there. It actually is gonna flake out. Get right road. It's an indentation and a chip, and it is gonna flake out. It's a metallic blue, dark metallic blue that is. Don't know if you can see it on there. But anyway, that one's done. Stick that one away. New set of 10s on there. Not the Dario. Rotor sounds. I should know the rotor sounds because I always use rotor sounds, but recently, I think I mentioned it in a video before, I've been buying these in. Buy them in bulk, get them cheaper. They are proper D'Aderios, because I buy them from reputable shop. I buy them from Rich Tone Music in Sheffield. Get them delivered. And I get them at a good rate. So here we go. Again, a cack-handed guitar here. Didn't notice that indentation on the back there. Oh, it's indentation, it's a flake. just a flake, don't panic Dave. No marks on this guitar, what an absolute beauty. Let's get it up that way. The reason it looks a bit shitty around the scratch plate area is the plastic covering still on. I'm going to let Dave have a satisfaction of peeling that off. It's like peeling burnt skin off your shoulders, isn't it, when you're sunburned. So this one, so it needs the intonation doing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move the camera around into a place where you can see the tuner, and I'm going to tune the guitar in and the intonation and everything while you watch. Bear with me, I'll set it up and I'll come back in a moment. Right, I've got the camera set up, you can see it's the correct guitar. I'm going to go through the strings one at a time, make sure we're in tune, and then we're going to go across the intonation. I'm going to show you where we need to change it. I also know the action's a little bit high, it's 1.75 there, nearly 2 mil there. We need to drop that down 1/4 of a mil on each side. We get to 1.75 there, 1.5 there, maybe even a little bit lower. So we also need to slightly alter the radius on the bridge. So let's go through the strings. You keep your arm and tuner. That's in E. Let's try the intonation. Intonation's flat. A string. Intonation's fine on that one. D. Intonation's way sharp on that one. G string. Sharp on that one. B. Whoops. Fine on that one. E string. Sharp on that one. So we've got 4 strings out. Now, how we alter the intonation, what we need is we want the open string, the harmonic, and the fretted 12 fret, fretted at the 12th, all to be in tune. The harmonic and the open is going to be right anyway. Oh, the open. Flat, you see. Now, the way we determine which way we tighten or loosen the string, or move the, sorry, not tighten or loosen the string, we move the bridge saddle. If it's flat, we need to bring the saddle shorter, left. Flat is 4 letters, left is 4 letters. If it's sharp, we need to move it to the right, the saddle. Sharp, 5 letters, right, 5 letters. That's the way I remember it. So because this is flat, we need to move this saddle, we need to shorten it, move it to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten that. The other ones where they're sharp, I'm going to lengthen the string length. So remember, if it's flat, go left. If it's sharp, go right. 4 letters, 4 letters, 5 letters, 5 letters. So I'm going to get on with that. I'm going to get on with the intonation, and I'm going to set the bridge, set the radius on the bridge, and set the height. And that's really it. Back shortly. So back with Dave's 2 guitars. Let's recap what we've done. We've got a Japanese Fender Mustang, later model, not the early 80s model or the 90s model where it was, or the Kurt Cobain one, similar to the Kurt Cobain one. You can just see the Kurt Cobain because it's got a humbucker there. Very, very nice guitar. This came in needing, we need to swap a pickup over, which we've done. I've checked the electrics, they're fine. I'm going to check the volume. We're going to drop this pickup down a bit so the volume's bang on. Absolutely fine. It's come in, it's had a setup and it's had a pickup swap. Really, really nice looking guitar. Shame about that chip there, but to fix this, you can't really blow that in, so you'd have to take all the paint off and respray it. It needs a complete refin on there, which is expensive. So is it worth doing? I'd have thought not. I would myself, I'd get some super glue in there, so nothing's gonna, we're not gonna lose anything. I'd stick some nail varnish in there myself, and maybe some clear nail varnish on top when you put the colour in, and maybe put a sticker over it or whatever. Still a very nice guitar. all done, ready to go. Could stick it back in its case. Like I say, the intonation's done, the action's set. With the radius is fine on them, having a tom type bridge there. So very, very nice guitar. And the last one is this beautiful Japanese Strat. Not quite sure, I'm not sure of the model on this. A couple of things I've had to do. It's had a complete setup this. I've done the radius on the bridge. I had to tighten up the input jack, which was loose. So black knobs, black scratch plate, new pickup installed. Done the radius on the bridge there on the saddles. We've got the action set at the 12th fret right. We've got the neck straight. Both guitars have had frets polished. Tuned in. All the pickups are working. Absolutely bang on. Beautiful looking guitar, this one. So that's it. Both of them done. Both ready to go back to Dave. Had fun working on nice guitars to work on these. Bit of a bind in being left-handed because I can't play them. You know, so Dave will have to. Dave gets that pleasure. Oh, also, I've left the plastic cover, cellophane, on the pickup guard. Dave can peel that off, so it doesn't look as brilliant as it ought to. The black covers he bought didn't fit. They're only 50mm spacing. These are 52 spacing, so I had to go back with the white ones. I actually think it looks quite nice like that. We've got a little 59 humbucker put in there. Very, very nice guitar indeed. The neck's beautiful. I'm sure this is going to play and sound like a dream. It's going to be amazing. New strings on both, job done. So that's it. Both of them tied up, both set up, both ready to go back to Dave. As always, until the next project, be good to each other. I'll talk to you soon.